Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Blood and Pigment Podcast. My name is Garrett Swader, and I'm here with Joseph.
Hello, how does your voice sound even more smooth and sultry than usual?
Because I have a new microphone, and I'm enjoying it, actually. It sounds awesome. I'm also here with Dan
Ahoy!
and Riley.
Hello, hello.
Okay, so this is our first episode of the new year, 2026, and we're going to talk about the Adepticon 2026 schedule that's coming up in a couple of months.
Registration open now.
Yeah, registration is open today. I registered today, and I think today was when it was open officially.
And it's pretty much full too.
Yeah, all of the narrative games fill up like instantly.
There's still
People
some
like that
openings,
stuff.
but a lot of them filled up. It's good to see.
Yeah, the tournaments are still open.
Yep.
We have New Year's resolutions that we're going to go over. If you have been with the channel or the podcast over the year, you're going to remember last year's New Year's episode. We did resolutions, and we're going to see how that worked out. But to kick the show off, I'm going to throw it over to Joseph for what he's been working on lately.
Hobby desk has suffered over Christmas. I didn't get a whole lot of time to do any painting, but I did get something done for the Secret Santa. I painted up a galleon for not a Blood and Plunder galleon, an oak and iron galleon. There was one person who wanted to do oak and iron. I didn't think it was going to work out. Then I realized I could just do it myself, so I sent a galleon off, and I got. I think I got Portuguese painted up from the new Kickstarter coming up, The Rise of Buccaneers, and did a post on that. People have probably already seen it if you watched the blog. Pretty cool miniature. Really like it. And the Dutch Commander's almost done on my desk here. The new one. That'll be fun. Dan's painted that too, I know. So to get a post up on that. And then I went outside my 17th century preference to paint a Knox class frigate, which is like 1970s. It's the ship that my father-in-law served on, so me and my son made a model of it and painted it up for him for Christmas. So that was outside my normal wheelhouse, but kind of fun to paint a little helicopter, and not as fun as a wooden ship, but it was a different and fun experience. But yeah, my painting desk has been desolate for the last 6 weeks or so.
Sounds like a fun project, though. The frigate.
Yeah, it was fun to do something new. It's kind of funny too because it's a pretty small ship by modern war standards, but it was the same scale. I think 1/700, and it just dwarfed all the oak and iron ships.
Yeah,
it's like 3 times as long as a galleon. This is like a destroyer. It's a pretty small ship. Just makes you realize how big modern warships are.
Yeah.
But that's me. How about you, Dan?
So I also did not do a ton of painting toward the end of the year. I really haven't done. Mike was kind enough to send me some preview minis to paint and do that with. So I painted lots of preview minis. I've taken some pictures. But right now what's on my desk is my entry for the Great Pirate Paint Off. I have some Dutch minis. I got a Dutch starter. And then Mike sent me additional minis. So I've mixed those sculpts in with there to do kind of a tongue-in-cheek preview, but also entry. So I'm doing that, and I'll be painting up a sloop of war using the brig hull for the pirate paint off as well. I have a picture of an actual ship that I'm going to go ahead and base it off of. If you're in the Discord, you saw my weird conversion work on the the figurehead. So if you haven't been on there, you should go see it because it's pretty silly. And everything is primed. And I painted the new post Dutch Commander. I really pushed myself, and I love it. He looks really, really snarky.
What did you do on this figurehead? I'm trying to look now. I'm sure.
So Garrett was kind enough to send me the beakhead assembly from one of his plastic sloops. So I put that on there, but then I needed basically a figurehead to help keep it all together. And all I had was a mermaid with no head. So I glued the mermaid on, and then using some milliput and a Victrix Viking head, I stuck that on top, so I have a bearded lady. That's not part of the actual ship that I'm basing it off of. I just needed a figurehead.
How did you wind up with a mermaid with no head?
Because I think I was going to use it on one of my sloops, or I was going to cut the head off and then put a skull on top. I cut the head off and then got distracted and put it back in my bits bin. So then when I pulled it off, when I pulled it out of my bin, I went, oh, there's no head on this mermaid. Huh.
I'm going to put something special in the tournament packet to make sure that that's illegal.
And I fully support that.
Terrifying.
Psychological warfare.
Yeah. I'm afraid.
Yeah, just working through that. I just need to take some pictures for the paint off. I have an idea what I want to do. The lighting has not been great around here, so I'm hoping that the sun will come out soon so I can then get a good picture going and then send that over to be entered, because I'm really proud of this paint job. I compared it to some painting that I did a couple of years ago, because I still have the pictures on my phone, and my painting, even though it's just speed paints, my painting has come a long way. I notice I've gotten really clean on the lines and keeping things separate. So I'm really excited.
That is always the more you do something, the better you get at it. No matter what.
As fast as they are, the speed paints are hard to be super clean with.
Yeah, I would imagine so, because they kind of run everywhere, don't they? That's kind of their point, is they just kind of run into all the cracks and crevices.
Yeah.
Yeah, control is hard.
Well, that's me. What have you been up to, Garrett?
So literally right before we got on here, I was finishing up my terrain project that I'd taken on the last couple of weeks. That I got to looking at my palm trees, and I was like, you know what? Those would look better painted. And I kind of feel like painting them. So I painted my palm trees. I really, really like the way they turned out. And I just got them glued back into their bases. So they will be ready for my Tuesday game when I take them this coming Tuesday.
So I saw a picture of those, and main thing I noticed is you painted like the lower leaves kind of dying, because that's how palm trees, which aren't actually trees. I did a deep dive on palm trees recently. And
Yeah, they're a type of grass, I think.
Yeah, they're weird. So many different kinds. Did you paint all the leaves, or just those bottom ones, kind of the brown dying color?
No, so it's the trees I get are just your basic plastic stuff that you can get from Amazon or whatever that just comes from China. I take and separate them into their three different basic parts. So you have the trunk, you have the dying or dead leaves part, and then you have the live leaves section. And there's like a little peg on top of the trunk. They all fit onto that peg. You put if you're assembling it, you put the dying leaves on first, and then you put the living leaves on top of it. And then that makes the tree. The plastic ones I have usually have the dying leaves like a yellow color, or a more yellow color than the green on top. And so what I did is I just primed the trunks brown, the dying leaves a tan color, or like a sand color, and then I primed the tops of the trees green, like a dark green, and then I just dry brushed the hell out of it with a couple of increasing amounts of lighter greens, and I went like heavy yellow at the end. Like I started with a green. I did like 50-50 with a yellow ochre type color, and then like just the yellow at the end, like dry brushing.
Sounds like an excellent blog post in the making, Garrett.
Yeah, except for I didn't take that many pictures of it, but I do have a lot more trees to do, so I can do that. Because I was going to make some more bases and possibly make more of these trees. So yeah, I could do that actually, but I didn't take a lot of pictures of what I was doing. That's hard for me to get like in that mind frame when I start to do something like I don't think about
everything
like,
is content. It's 2026. Everything is content.
I'm not
monetize your
that,
hobbies. No fun ever.
I can't get that into my brain. But yeah, I will be able to do that for the blog, because I still have like, I don't know, probably 15 to 20 of them left to do.
There is nothing else. There is only blog content.
but yeah, and then so to transition, I painted yellow, just light yellow on the green part, but then on the bottom, the yellow is like the base color, or the stand is the base color. I painted the same yellow that I used as for the dry brush on top of the dead leaves, and then I painted a more white. Let me get the paint, and I'll tell you exactly what it is. Burlap. So I painted burlap on top of that, and then because I
So like
thought
a
that
99-cent
matched.
craft paint.
Yeah, just all of this is just craft paint.
Nice.
But I was looking at reference photos, and I thought that burlap color matched what a dead palm frond kind of looked like. And then I also used that because the outside of the tree trunk is basically just the dead, palm
Stems of
frond
the yeah.
stalks. I dry brush the brown
Makes sense.
trunks with the burlap color, so that's all kind of consistent
Ties it together.
with that. So I think they look fantastic. I think I'm really happy with the way they turned out. But yeah, I don't want to keep rapping about trees. If we want to move on to what Riley's doing.
Yeah, so this past winter, I've had I ran a Secret Santa for a separate board game called Quar. So that was pretty exciting. I didn't get nearly as many people interested in it as I thought I would, but that was fun. There were a lot of quality submissions, so that was pretty cool. Recently, I'm
Do you want to tell
working
people
on
what Quar
a
is, just so the people know?
yeah.
Yeah,
So it's
I'm ignorant. I don't know what quar is.
Brace yourself, though. It's
yeah,
weird.
so it's a
Is that a Zoomer word?
it is pretty weird. It's they call it a grimsicle, grimly
You
whimsical.
just explained
Jeez.
it with a word that I don't know. Again, like what is grimsicle?
Yeah, it's grimly whimsical. It's World War One type stuff with little anteater guys, and it's all just super like goofy. Like the tanks are like three wheels, and like they've got guns that don't really look like they should work. And that's all cartoony looking. It's kind of like I've heard it's like Turnip 28. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that one either.
I know what that one is.
Okay. It's kind of similar vein where it's like
It's very
it's just
goofy.
goofy. It's very goofy. So a lot of people, I threw like a 3 model minimum as like the requirement for painting. And I got people that painted like 6 guys and a display stand, and somebody else did 4 guys and a tank. Like it was cool to see like everybody put in extra effort. So it was very nice to kind of see that happen in the community. Because I like how we do that with Blood and Plunder, so it's kind of cool to see it in another fandom, I guess. So that was pretty fun. And then I got a galleon. I'm working on the sails and the cannon ports. I magnetized all of the cannons and made the flaps open and close. So I'm kind of proud of that. That one's pretty fun. I got a tip from one of our local guys to use model making shipbuilding parts. They have metal frames and hatches, so you can install hatches that'll open and close on your Blood and Plunder ships. So that was pretty sweet. I need to put some sails on it, and then I think she's all done. So that's close to being finished.
How
And
many
then
hours in
I'm
your galleon so
prepping
far?
some. Oh, um,
The
too many.
sigh.
I've painted it twice technically. I painted one scheme and I got halfway through it and I said I hate this paint scheme and I'm not gonna I'm not gonna finish it and not like it. So I stripped it and
I've been
started
there.
over.
I've totally been there. Like halfway
Yep.
painting something, and I'm like, this is no. We're
Yep.
we're not
Well, and
we're not continuing this.
what's fun is that it's actually Joseph's Oak and Iron light galleon. I took pictures of it. I don't think he was looking.
Feel
But I
violated.
took pictures
I feel
of it and
violated.
copied his same ship, just scaled up. So that was pretty fun. That one's almost finished, and then I'm
Taking
working on
pictures
some predators.
of Joseph's minis without his consent was fun.
Yep,
I
there you go.
think that would be fun.
We'll have to clip that out of the.
No, this is staying
What's the
in.
opposite of a peeping Tom?
Right. A lurking Larry.
Next time I'm with you at a con, I'm gonna hide my minis from you.
Yeah. Then I got some predators that I'm working on for Adepticon. Jason Ropp is doing the predator scenario for Adepticon. You guys should sign up for it if you guys haven't.
Openings left.
But I'm working on some of those for him. I think he has his own, but he gave me a bunch of them to paint, so I'm gonna paint them and give them back to him.
He only has 80
hopefully
predators,
he
so
can
he
take
needs
those
some
with
more
him.
still, right?
Oh yeah, only 80. Well, he's saying that he wants to do. He has a bunch of clear 3D printing resin, so he wants to print all of the same guys but invisible.
Oh wow.
That would be
which is
cool.
clear. So that'll be pretty cool. But yeah, that's about it. That's a pretty busy winter, but that's kind of how that goes.
I'm gonna have to talk to him at Adepticon about Predator 2. I think that's an underrated sequel, but that's for another podcast.
He's the expert on Predator, let me tell you.
Yeah.
You can talk to me about it.
I like it.
I like it too.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say that the Galleon gun ports, that would make a good blog post as well.
Mm-hmm.
To throw that off on somebody else.
And now you know when to paint them, right, Riley?
Oh yeah. I installed them first, thinking, oh, these are going to be hard to paint. I'm going to put them on the ship and just paint it all in one go. I sealed it shut, so I've been using an X-Acto knife to carefully cut the paint where the two parts intersect.
Oh.
And carefully open it. So if you do any of that in the future, do them last.
Kind of like a bad landlord, just spray over everything, right?
The landlord special.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly what it was. Yep.
Okay. Does anybody have any reports of glory or shame from your game store or your house or wherever you might play games? Dan?
So I can start with a fun one. So Mike knows that my group is down for anything, and that if we can game wise, I had to clarify that. And if he wants something play tested, to send it to us, because Martin is one of my guys. He is a pro at 1, proofreading documents, and 2, breaking things. So he sent us an advanced copy of the rules for Brigands of Arja to play and give feedback on. And we did some of that, and it was a lot of fun. I would say it's a little lighter than Port Royal, but I think that once it's released, it'll be fun for people who want a nice, light little fantasy system to play with.
How many games you play?
2, and it was 4 of us, so we had 4 people there. So we played, and then we switched.
Does it seem like it plays well with more than 2 players?
It was 4 players, and we were on 2 different tables. But I imagine you could, if you wanted to blow it up, you probably could. I think that on top of being very light and kind of easy to learn, I also think that it's also begging for some homebrew stuff. So if you decide you really get to know the rules and you want to homebrew something into it, I think it would take very nicely to
Isn't the whole game homebrew where you can make your own characters and everything?
it. Yes, you can actually kind of kit it out. It's very customizable. Like I said, it's more along the lines of Port Royal, but obviously more fantasy. I used my Victrix minis that I use for pillage, and they fit really well with the theme because they got snow on the bases. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. I made a small elite list, and my brother made kind of like a spam list, and I beat the ever living tar out of him because my guys had armor and most of his guys didn't, and that ended up making quite a difference.
When I was looking at that game, I thought immediately when I saw it, I was like, I wonder if they have a co-op version of it that's sort of like a Monster Hunter type thing. to where you're just like, you're a bunch of guys and you're going up against this like, monster. I saw monster miniatures and my mind immediately went to, oh, you and another guy, or you just have like a group of guys that are fighting this gigantic monster. Is anything like that what you can see in the game, or is that
I think if you want it, you can definitely write it in there.
yeah,
Because we
kind of a
actually had a
sandbox type
basilisk
thing?
spawn on the second to last of our turn, and Tyler was the only one near it. So one of his poor unarmored guys was chased basically halfway across the board by this freaking basilisk because he was the closest one to him. And it was really funny to watch this one guy just kind of running for his life while the basilisk was failing on all of his rolls. But I imagine that if you wanted to, you could create a scenario because the monsters are kind of like the Port Royal like alligators and stuff, where it's a roll on a random table. You could probably even do like a 3-person game where you have you and a buddy, and then your third friend can play as the monsters. You could probably do something like that. It's very, I don't want to say it's shallow. I would consider it more light. It's very easy to pick up and play once you get all the moving parts moving, but it's just begging for stuff like that. I can't wait to see what the community comes up with.
Well, cool.
Because I wasn't too excited about it, because I told Mike that he took me from a fantasy gamer to a historical gamer, and now he's trying to make me go backwards. I didn't like that, but it was pretty fun. We had a good time.
I want to try it with my kids, but I haven't got to read through it yet.
They'll probably love it. And if you want to, I would just, instead of rolling, if you have something where you need to put something on the table, I would just roll and just say, hey, I'm going to pick a monster, roll a dice, and then put a monster on the table. Because that was the best part of the whole game, was watching this guy just constantly getting spat and bit by this basilisk running away from it. It was so funny.
Well, I've been playing Blood and Plunder. I don't know about you.
I want to hear about it.
I've played a playtested a scenario for the Rise of Buccaneers book, Ming's Attack on Campeche, where Spanish are getting kicked around again, and I got kicked around again. Pretty fun. I almost killed the Mings, though. Mings actually got wounded in that battle, so I had to go for the historical result. Played a few more games with the Corbetta. I played quite a few games with it. I really enjoy that ship. It's small, but it's a lot of fun.
It's so good. It's so much fun.
I played Escort.
It's like a little hot rod.
Yeah, I like the 3 decks. Like the thin speed. It was a pretty fun game. We were playing Escort. I was the defender, so I was trying to get all the way across the board. And I brought I think it was a French Buccaneers. I already forgot. English Buccaneers. And I brought a whole canoe of Indians as well, which it was, I don't know if it was the best, but it attracted a lot of fire, so my ship didn't get shot as much. And they had good. They did okay, but eventually they all got killed. But then halfway through the game, I grappled the canoe, put the hostage in the canoe, and sailed off the edge, rode off the edge of the board with the canoe while my ship continued to fight the other ship. Pretty fun.
One way to do it.
And then just this week, I got to play against Riley. We played Wanted Man at Sea, which we're considering to adding to the tournament set of possible scenarios for Adepticon. I think it's a pretty good one for it. I played the French Buccaneers.
I think it was in last year's packet, wasn't it?
It was in last year's packet for the land tournament, not the sea tournament.
Oh, okay.
Although,
For the sea
to be fair, the scenario I put in the land packet was the sea version of it by accident. So,
I vaguely remember this.
I used he's an old guy, Jean Panel, and he has a souped-up brigantine that can go 5-speed, which is pretty cool. And we played Wanted Man, and I was the defender again, and Riley did kill my Wanted Man, but he had a unit of 10 Interplogue. It was terrifying.
Oh, jeez.
I know.
He really wanted that man dead.
He killed him with
he
the
looked at your wanted
Interplogue.
man and said, absolutely not.
But I've enjoyed playing the French Buccaneers. I put a big unit of Marons with pistols on the 4 swivels in the front, planning to kind of aim at the enemy ship. And I got a couple volleys with the 12 dice. And then when it came to boarding, I had those Marons with the pistols, which hit really hard on a charge. And that's what kind of drove back that monster group of Interplogue. But of course, I used the veteran Boucanier I can't get enough of those guys. I know those deleted a lot
Those
of your
guys are so
guys, didn't they? You like those guys, Riley?
Yeah, it's great. It's great. I love them. I've definitely thought about them since then.
And I used coppers. I've been using coppers. I don't know, it's just because I want to prove they can be useful, but they're not a bad option if you just need another unit to shoot and to do sailing stuff. Like if you need to do sailing stuff with a booking or a freebooter, it feels painful. Like you're missing out on their special rules and stuff. But if you just need to do one sailing action with your hoppers, they're expert sailors and they can shoot if they aren't doing that. It feels okay. And those are I got Fernando's coppers that he sold me on the board because my other ones were locked up in some other force I couldn't find at the time. But yeah, my wanted man got killed, but I ended up winning the game because I drove back the crazy Dutchman, and we called it because they were all shaken, and that's the last unit he had, and I had all 3 more units ready to mess him. But it was a fun game. How about you, Garrett?
Yeah, I
Awesome.
was definitely feeling a little bit rusty with that. That game because we haven't played in like a month and a half. So it's like, that's right. That's how this works. oh yeah, I need to do this. So, but it was a lot of fun.
Good to have you back.
Well, I also ran some I almost said Raise the Black. I also ran some Rise of the Buccaneers scenarios as a playtest.
That's horrible.
Recently.
ROTB is so much like RTB. I haven't noticed
that. Yeah. There's that O in there. Mine was the Battle of Ocho Rios. So River 8, I think is the translation for that.
In Jamaica?
In Jamaica, yes. So it was a attack on a little makeshift fort that the Spanish were trying to do on the north side of the island, being supplied by way of Cuba. And Doyley went up there and kicked some butt, drove them off.
He did that a couple times.
It did. They don't make me come do it again. But yeah, the scenario, I was talking to you about it. I like the ideas in it. I think it just needs some minor tweaking on how it's kind of put together. But essentially it's a ambush, but it's got a fort on one end of the board that the Spanish players are going to try to ambush the English and then make it back to their fort before they can take too many casualties. I found it very difficult to try to get back to the fort because I was kind of hamstringing myself based on a rule that I was like, I don't know if this is going to be viable or not. Basically, you had put into the scenario that you could move 5 inches if you were moving directly towards the fort. And then I said, well, if I move twice, normally I move 8 inches and I don't take fatigue. But then the rules say if you move over 8 inches during an activation, you take a fatigue. So if I move 10 inches by moving straight towards the fort, I would take a fatigue, which really hamstrung me. So I made the suggestion that you don't actually get that fatigue if you're moving directly towards the fort. And also making the fort closer, I think, would be helpful.
You don't like marching 48 inches across
and
the
also,
board?
What is it?
You don't like marching 48 inches across the board?
Not really. It made it to where the fort had almost nothing to do with my game, which also didn't really feel that great.
Yeah, it can be that way.
Yeah. So, it was fun, and I liked the setup, but it was just like I said, like minor things, minor tweaks, I think, and I want to play it again with those minor tweaks and see how it does. But
and that's why playtest.
It's really interesting. Yeah, that's the process. Really interesting piece of history with that, though. Just I'm super excited about this book because this is something that I've researched for a while, reading things about it, and it's such a cool little nugget of time that a lot of people I don't think really know about and have not really heard about, this like guerrilla war that happened on Jamaica from 1655 to 1660 that, you know,
That's as long as World War II, almost.
yeah, it just involved everybody on the island and was, you know, just a very interesting time for that island. Let's see, there was something else I was going to say. I'm going to do some more playtesting. This week, I'm going to start the Granada campaign
Nice.
with my group, and I'm going to try to do it. So I racked my brain with this because I wanted to do a narrative thing with my group, like a narrative campaign, but it's always like, okay, well, if people don't show up, what do you do? Do you play like do you play 3 different games? And like how do you have a narrative campaign that's normally meant for 2 people to enjoy be enjoyed by the whole group, and then also not be ruined by a couple of people not showing up one week? So the way I'm going to try to do it is everybody at the store except for me is going to be on a team. And no matter, you know, I mean, within reason, like if I have 6 people show up, we'll probably split out into 2 games. But if we have like 2 to 3 people show up besides me, they're going to share the force of the Buccaneers, and you're gonna man a unit or 2. Maybe the overall commander gets 2 units. But in this campaign, if some of your guys go down, they may stay down for the entire campaign, and you have very limited options on getting your people back. And so I'm going to try to really, you know, drive home to everyone that these guys, you have to be very careful in this campaign, because guys can just die. And if we lose units, we're gonna have to like not like if somebody's unit dies, I guess you're gonna have to play the Spanish with me or
There you
something.
go. That's the ultimate punishment. I'll tell you that.
That's just it. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna try to do it like that. That way, if somebody doesn't show up for a week, like as long as somebody is showing up, the games are gonna get played. Whether it's just me and 1 other person, or me and 2 people, or me and 3 people, and people can drop out, drop back in, and whatever they want to do, you know. So the campaign's going to get played, and anybody can come play it and partake in it whenever they want to. So hopefully that will work out and feel good at the same time.
Little update on that campaign. Mike played all the way through it too and had a good time. But he is recommending, I think it's smart that it primarily gets presented as a solo campaign, so the Spanish can just kind of defend with the AI rules for that force, so people can play it solo if they want, since the Spanish part is much less rewarding and interesting than the English part. So it can be played both ways. There's no reason not to play it player versus player if you have a player willing to play the Spanish, but it might be presented more as a run your Buccaneers through this with I forget what they call that AI system, to just
Solitaire
Solo
system.
Yeah, the
rules
solo-
or
solo-
whatever it's called.
Yeah. I think
Yeah, I'm definitely running mine as like a GM and not like as somebody that really wants to win the campaign. I'm just going to be
don't
like
worry.
just running the Spanish, you know.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to facilitate a good time for the other players.
Exactly. Yeah. Should be fun. I'm looking forward to hearing your reports on it.
Yeah. Riley, did you go to any kind of big event lately?
I went to a small event recently.
well,
I went to I went to a ShikaCon. It's a little convention in Lincoln City. It's more of a anime convention type deal, but one of the guys that was setting all this stuff up at the convention really wanted Blood and Plunder to be there, and so Myself, Matthew Robertson, and Don Allerton all packed up in a car and went up there. And we set up some demos and set up a big town battle. And it was pretty fun. We got a little bit of foot traffic, but not as much as I'd like. But it was still a good time. We had a pretty cool display of 3 galleons on the table, so that was pretty sweet. They
Does he
weren't
have
finished
2?
galleons, but he has 2,
Wow.
and they are 95% done. One of them just needs its rigging done up, and then the other one needs masts and rigging. So yeah, and he did. He said he painted 70 Spanish in 7 days. So he's
Damn.
Better than me all
he's
year.
pretty quick.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. I'm hoping to get another thing down there at some point. He has a tavern that he would like Blood and Plunder to be played at some point, like a conference, I think is the phrase he used. I thought that would be kind of cool.
Was it at the Chinook Winds
Yeah,
Casino?
it's good. Yeah, that was the convention, and what is his tavern? His tavern's Brewster's Whimsy. That's what it is.
Fun.
So yeah, it was a good little time though.
Sorry I couldn't make it.
Lots of Oh, that's all good. It was interesting. There's a lot of like anime stuff. There's a lot of anime stuff. Yeah.
Not the typical wargaming crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I played an X-Wing tournament one time that was right smack in the middle of an anime convention. That was interesting. But
That's actually that's what that guy was playing. We had Blood and Plunder set up, and then he had X-Wing set up next to us, and then there were some like miscellaneous family board games kind of spread throughout.
How was the foot traffic as far as just total people this year compared to last year? Was it growing or kind of the same?
It looked like more people overall, but I think with us being partitioned in the back, I think we got less foot traffic in that area. So bigger overall, but smaller for us.
Boo.
But yeah, that's next year. I might ask him about setting us up somewhere else. But we'll see how that goes. We've got a whole year till that comes back around, so maybe it'll be different.
okay, so Adepticon is quickly approaching at the end of March. The dates for that are March 26th. That's a Thursday through Saturday. Well, the convention goes till Sunday, but we will be there until Saturday, March 28th. Registration started today, and I think what we can get into what things still have space open.
Main thing is you should go to Adepticon because it's probably the biggest Blood and Plunder gathering all year in the world. Probably, definitely in America, as far as I know. There's a lot of East Coast stuff that's really good too, but there's a lot of events and a lot of players, and it should be a good time. Also, all of other Firelocks games will be there, and the whole Firelock crew will be there. So, if you want Firelock stuff, if you want Blood and Plunder, or Blood and Valor, or Blood and Crowns, or Blood and everything else, or Oak and Iron, it's gonna be lots of great stuff, and we're putting a lot of work into it.
We do every time, and it's always fun. So
this is our.
I always enjoy going.
It's our 4th year doing it.
What'd you say?
This is our 4th year running the events for them there.
This year will be our 4th year. Pre-registration deadline is February 27th. So keep that in mind. Don't wait too long. Dan, do you have the demo schedule pulled up? You can go through that for us.
Yes, I do. I have most of them up here. So first off, Blood and Plunder, me and I'm sure lots of us will be doing demos. So what that'll be is 8:30 to 12:30 every single day. Basically, every hour there'll be a rotation. Sit down, you'll play for an hour. It'll be a couple turns just to kind of demonstrate how the game works, and this will run, I believe, for all of them. So you'll show up, sit down, they'll run you through a game, and then go with you from there. Move on to the next people. I know I will be there every single day running these demos. So you'll see me there. And then on top of Blood and Plunder, Rufus, the writer for Blood and Bayonets and Blood and Valor, he wrote both those books along with his son Kai. Rufus is going to be running Blood and Bayonets demos, same time, 8:30 to 12:30 every day on the hour. Spots are very limited because Rufus is the only one running demos. So if you really want those demos, you should sign up as fast as you possibly can. From there, we have Oak and Iron that's being currently run by Josh Shivak. He is 8:30 to 12:30 Friday and Saturday, rotating every hour. If you want to learn how to play, go sign up. We also have Blood and Valor demos on Thursday, rotating every hour, 8:30 to 12:30. I know that there would be somebody there for Crowns and Steel, I believe. I don't have their schedule there yet, but there should be.
I'll jump in here. The Valor and the Crowns and the Steel, I know in our schedule, like I know there was a time slot for all of those, but they were just kind of jumping around for availability because it's usually like the same guy doing Blood and Crown. And I will pull up, let me pull up Jason's master schedule here.
So I'll be honest, I'm in that chat and I saw that people were down for doing it. I just don't have the schedule.
Looks like on the hour, same as everything else. I'm looking at the Adepticon website. So mornings, 8:30, 9:30, 10:30, 11:30. Still a couple spots open.
And then for Port Royal, do we know what that's looking like?
I think it depends on if we have somebody running Port Royal, and if Eric comes to Adepticon, I think he's going to be taking it. Like
he's the man,
100%. But
yeah, he is Mr. Port Royal.
I don't. The last I heard, it was a maybe if he was getting to come or not.
Well, basically,
well, fingers crossed.
We have a bunch of demos every morning, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, for everything on the hour.
Okay. I think since I filled the show notes in, Jason has put in a name for every one of the other games. So yeah, it looks like we're covered for demos on every game. Somebody's running demos for every game, every time slot in the morning. So that's awesome.
Yeah, shout out to all the volunteers. There's a lot of people helping out this year.
Yes.
Army.
And if you want to volunteer, please do, because we could probably use more help.
Correct. And I think this is the first year that it looks like all the games will be there. Like I said, if Josh shows up at Port Royal, every single game will be there for demo, which is a huge deal.
What about?
Yeah, we've got 3
scurvy dice.
It looks like we've got.
What about scurvy dice demos? Mike's doing those, right?
Maybe next year.
Yeah. But for those who don't know, in case it's your first time listening or you're still relatively new, Blood and Valor is World War I skirmish. Blood and Crowns is medieval 100 Years War. Blood and Steel is Victorian era. So if you're like, wait, what are those games? That's what they cover. If you're interested in learning, go sign up for those demos.
Yeah, this is probably the only time of the year that you're going to be able to get a demo for a lot of these games at a con.
Without learning it yourself and doing it at your local game store.
Right. Exactly.
And all this is going to be on the top floor of that big main building again. The hardest place to reach in the convention. If you just keep going up, if you can see stairs or elevators until you get to, there's no more stairs.
If you can't find it, email Joseph Forster. He's going to be able to get you there.
What?
Just joking.
Third story.
Look for the guy in the long hair and the kilt. That'll be me. I'm dressing up a little to be distinctive, so if people are looking for us, they'll be able to find us.
We need to put like a series of signs this year. See if we can do that. Like follow the cutlasses to Blood and Plunder.
Just put an air tag on Dan, and then just have a live beacon on the Blood and Pigment website.
There you go.
Just strap one of those backpacks to me that's got the big arrow, Blood and Plunder here,
and just make you walk around the whole thing.
Just wear it like a backpack.
Yeah, or a little hashtag where's Dan? Yeah. Just constantly updating.
Live updates on where Dan is.
Don't
He's in
do
the bathroom right now.
My social battery will drain within an hour and I'll be worthless the rest of the day. Don't do that to me.
Trending on X.
Okay. Do you have the narrative games pulled up, Joseph? Because I know we're doing a lot of those this year.
Yeah, we have a bunch of options. We're trying to Some of them are 4-player instead of 6-player. This should be a little bit faster. We got Flames of Tobago. This is a scenario that Jason created, and it's kind of a sugar plantation raid. He's made a bunch of custom terrain for it. Looks really cool. I think it's Dutch versus French, which is kind of offbeat. I didn't know anybody played the Dutch in Blood and Plunder, but
Yeah.
I heard they had too many factions, so we're going to be
very few people
combining some of the factions into one faction for the Dutch to play this game.
I will send you a glitter bomb.
That's going to be a 4-player game. Should be fun. 2v2. Then we got the Battle of the Bar. The times on these, they're basically in the morning during the demos. And I can get exact times in a minute. But you can just look at the Adepticon event schedule, easy to see. But pretty much in the morning. And then the Morgan at Maracaibo. This is a scenario that Garrett has created. I haven't got to play it yet. But it's going to be a C scenario, Spanish versus English, classic Blood and Plunder, Buccaneer gaming. And it might have a bit of a twist that I'm not going to spoil. You'll have to play it. And do you want to throw anything else? Give us any more teasers on that, Garrett, or keep it secret?
No, it's just going to be a C scenario that's going to be very gotta get to the other ships and board them and beat them up quick.
Abuse the Spanish
hopefully
again.
it'll play pretty quick. What'd you say?
Abuse the Spanish again.
Abuse the Spanish as much as possible. You're trying to get the Spanish ships to flee, so that you can get out of Lake Maracaibo.
Then we have Treasure Island scenario. This is kind of a unique one that Don Olderton, a local guy here that we've run at a local convention up in Washington before. It's an 8-player scenario where there's 4 teams of 2 start on barks on the corners. There's an island in the middle, and you got to. It's a little less confrontational. You're actually trying to just get a bunch of treasure off the island, but there's a treasure chart. You got to roll 2d6 and get and there's 12 different options of stuff you can pick up, kind of themed around Stevenson's Treasure Island books. We should have some fun custom terrain on it, some fun things you can find. Last time we played it, everybody got bitten by alligators, so be ready for that. But it's kind of fun. It's more new player friendly because the forces are pretty small, 125 points on a little bark. Jump on the island, grab some stuff, shoot at each other, and get off again. And it's teams of 2, so you can have a less experienced player with a more experienced player and work together. So each team has an activation card, and each force has 3 units. So it plays pretty fast in spite of being 8 players. Had a lot of fun. We're about to test it again with a little bit bigger island that he's working on. And then we have the King of the Shipwreck. This is a King of the Hill scenario. Basically, we're going to have a shipwreck in the middle of a map and then have 4. This is a bring your own force game. So this is a new style of game for us, what we've been presenting at Adepticon. You bring your force. It could be your tournament force if you want, but you got to bring your own force. There's going to be no babysitters here, so you got to know what you're doing. I forget if it's teams of 2 or just every man for himself. I have to check that. But this is kind of a more competitive scenario for people who really know what they're doing and want to have kind of a more social game and test their cool forces. So I'm really looking forward to how this goes and seeing how games play out. And then, I don't know what this is, somewhere in Connecticut, Blood and Bayonets. That looks like it's still some openings in it. Does anybody know more about that? Looks like a Blood and Bayonets narrative game.
I think it's Blood and Bayonets, but it's set American War of Independence.
Ah, nice. I'm guessing that's
I know I've heard the guy that's running it talk about it, and I think that's all I know is it's a Blood and Bayonets game that's AWI.
Okay.
So
there is 5 spots left for the Friday 9:00 spot.
And then did you mention, I know we briefly mentioned it before, but the Predator games are going to be happening.
Yeah, Jason Ropp from Washington here, my local group, and good friends with Riley. He actually started playing Blood and Plunder because of the Blood and Plunder Predator crossover thing we did for Halloween like 2-3 years ago. And he is the Predator guy. He has tons of miniatures. We did it again for Halloween this year. But he has some great terrain, great miniatures. I think he's going to use the rule set that we made for it, maybe a bit simplified. I don't know. But he's running those events. Should be entertaining. You got one or two Predators against small, hapless squads of Blood and Plunder people. Should be fun. I don't know exactly what he's going to do with it, but I'm looking forward to see.
Should be cool.
But there's more slots than ever, but they're already mostly full. So if you better check now when you hear this, see if there's anything left.
Those narrative games fill up pretty quick.
But I want to throw this out there. Last year, pretty much every narrative game we were missing at least one person. It was kind of crazy. It was a new location. We were hard to find. But we're often missing people, so if you just come around when they're starting and see if there's an open spot, we would love to throw you in if we have a spot for you. So if they're full, and you have time, come by anyway.
Disclaimer: somebody shows up, a few minutes after you do with a ticket, we're probably going to say, well, the person with the ticket gets to play.
Priority for sure.
But but still, it's probably worth a shot if you can't get in and you really want to play.
Riley, last year, your narrative game, you had quite a few no-shows, didn't you?
Yeah, I think I had one spot. It was about one spot per game, per run through of it. I think I usually had one spot. I think one of them was full, and then one we were missing a couple. But yeah, usually there's like one free spot.
And sometimes we just sub in as organizers to play those spots, but would love it if you came and played.
Right.
How about tournaments?
Okay, should I talk about the tournaments?
Sorry, Riley, what were you going to say?
Oh, I was just going to say, we would rather watch you guys play the game than have to sub in each game for you.
Not that we don't like subbing in, but
more players.
Okay, should I talk about the tournaments?
Yeah.
All right. So the first tournament is going to be on March 26th. That's the Thursday. And that is a 200-point Blood and Valor tournament. I think this happens every year. This is a Rufus Run tournament. So it's usually a 2 rounds and then a break and then the third round after the lunch break type thing. So
Rufus needs his cigar break.
Kind of a more... Yeah, exactly. That will happen. And then the next day, on Friday, we'll have the Blood and Plunder Land Tournament. That will be run by myself and hopefully run a little bit smoother this year. But that is always fun to set up the tables for that and run that.
I'm going to win it this year.
Next day...
I'm going to win it this year.
I hope you do. I'm not playing, so I can't ruin your dreams on round 1 again this year.
Ouch.
Unless we do the C tournament. Speaking of the C tournament, that's going to be on Saturday. Jason will be running that one, and I will be playing in that. I think, Joseph, are you playing in the C tournament this year, or are you sitting that one out this year?
I would love to play if somebody else is organizing it, but I see you guys working. Yeah, if I don't have to organize it, I'll do it.
I think Jason's signed up to run it, so
good deal.
Yeah,
I'll win that too.
It's always a good time. We'll see. We'll see.
That's the whiskey talking here. Sorry.
That's fine. I had rum punch last night, and I think I'm still getting over it. Okay. I think that's, unless anybody has any other things they want to talk about at Adepticon, I think that pretty much covers it. A good overview anyway. So,
and if you want just some regular games, I'll be hanging around after the events end at around 8:00 and hoping to get some just casual games in as well. It's nice to play some low-key games after running events or tournaments. Although sometimes when you're done with the tournament,
I'm hoping to actually get to play with you this year, Joseph.
You haven't played a game yet? Needs to happen.
I have freed up my schedule. I think I'm only gonna play in the sea tournament this year, so I have freed up my schedule to hopefully allow games with y'all, so we can get a little casual gaming. So last year I got in with Eric in between the LAN tournaments. We played Port Royal in between our games in the LAN tournaments.
Nice.
Yeah, I didn't get to hang out with you much last year.
Yeah, I was busy. I was running around doing shit.
It's always super busy.
Oh.
I'm sure we'll get some dinners and stuff in this year too. So
Yeah, that'll be good.
We got to go back to that German sausage place. That was so good.
It was tasty.
yeah, that was pretty good. I liked the barbecue place as well. That was pretty good.
Yeah, that barbecue spot was good. I went back for seconds. I'm like, oh, it's so good. Yeah.
Yeah, that brandy old fashioned was delicious.
Okay, do we want to talk about New Year resolutions?
Oh, no.
So we made resolutions last year. Did we keep them?
Some of them.
Some of us.
I can go through mine. So I had originally said 75 miniatures, because I think I said maybe like I counted 125 miniatures. No, that doesn't. Maybe it was like 150. Anyway, I was like, I'll do half of them, of the miniatures that I have left that are not painted. I'll do half of them, which turned out to be about 75. And then Joseph comes in and says, "Well, I'm going to do 100." So, and then I was like, "Well,
Famous
if you do
last
100,
words.
I'm going to have to do 100." So I upped mine to 100, and I got 104 done. So proud of that. Even taking time off from painting in September because I had a newborn, so still got it done. I got my galleon finished. That was my other New Year's resolution. I got it finished. That was pretty early on in the year. That was my gimme one that I was like, I'm almost finished with it. I'm gonna finish it this year. And then the one that I did not finish was my 3 books about the period finished. I only got one of them finished. So I need to. I was talking to Colleen today at lunch. I was like, I need to set aside some time every day to start reading more, because I would love to read more, but it's just I don't have a good discipline to do it. I'm always doing other things. What about you, Joseph? What did you or do you want me to go through my new ones? I don't know how we didn't really talk about how we were.
Go ahead and do your new ones. I am
set
trying
this.
to count something here, so that'll be helpful.
Oh, okay. We're live results on the resolutions from last year. So in response to my 2 books that I did not get finished this year, I'm upping the ante with the books. I'm going to try to finish 5 books this year that are history books about the period. I've got, plenty that I would like to read that's either about my reenacting stuff or about like events in Blood and Plunder. I have 2 or 3 ships that need started and finished painting. I want to finish those. And any new ships that I get this year, I'm going to also commit to painting those by the end of the year. As long as I give myself like a couple month buffer, I'm going to get those ships painted. I'm going to have every ship that I own painted and table ready this year. And my last one's going to be kind of blog related. I bought a camera.
I never got this.
And with the intention of doing some painting content and also some battle report content. And I want to get, let's put a number on it because I like having quantifiable goals. I want to do 5 videos by the end of the year. That's solely on me to do. So
I like it.
If somebody else is ready, they can jump in.
All right. My goals from last year
That's all I got.
were not fulfilled. Mine was to paint more and to paint 100 miniatures, as you said. I only got 40 done. And I want to do 3 ships.
40's still good. 40's still a lot.
But I think I actually succeeded because I have 150 more painted miniatures now than I did last year. So I win. Because
Yeah, but you didn't paint them.
no, I did not. Yeah, Fernando sold all his medals. And I picked them
okay.
up.
Wait, well, let's see. Yours from last year specifically says paint more, paint 100 minis, not obtain 100 minis. Yeah, you're changing. I see that.
Uh-huh.
I see that. I see you there.
There.
Okay.
I respect the hustle.
But and other painting related successes, I've been encouraging my son to paint some miniatures. He's been playing Star Wars Legion for about 3 years. And I helped him out a couple times, and he finally got going himself, and he painted more than I did. He painted like 120 Legion miniatures this year, and he's getting quite good. He's 13. And then he just started
That's
painting
awesome.
this board game he really enjoys, Deep Rock Galactic, which is a computer game, but there's a board game version of it, which I got him for his birthday in August. And he's been painting that, and I gave him contrast paints or speed paints to start with, but he's doing really well. I'm really happy, and it was a goal I had to get him enjoying painting because he enjoys some other gaming related hobbies. But he's painted, twice, 3 times as much as I have, and he's doing a great job. And I've been able to advise him and show him some techniques and stuff. So I feel like that's a big success, even though I sacrificed some of my painting time to help him out. And I did a couple paint nights with all 5 of my kids around the dining room table, which was kind of insane. With a 4 and a 6 and a 10 and 11 and a 13-year-old. And I stupidly brought some of my own stuff to paint, which I did not paint. I just helped the little ones paint space hamsters. But I felt like that was a fun success. And they've wanted to paint with me since then. So some of my painting time has been chewed up with that, which is good. Even though it didn't help me get my 100 miniatures.
Good in other ways.
Yep.
Around or alternate to productive.
Alternate to productive. Yes. My goal was to get 12 videos on YouTube that weren't the podcast videos, which are just audio. And I got 9. I have a couple more ready to go. Or a film that I just need to edit. So fell a little short there.
Do my shorts count?
No.
Do those count? They don't count?
No, because Joseph didn't do them.
I probably released...
Oh, okay. I tried.
I released... Let's see. Yeah, the shorts don't count. We released a ton of those this year. And I did good, probably 12 or 15. But yeah, those don't count. Those are 10-minute projects instead of 10-hour. So, fell short there. But I got some good stuff going. And my other goal was to get the Plunder studio set up, which I did. I just haven't used it as much as I want to yet. I got 2 videos released, filmed in it. The big Nassau Harbor battle report, which I was really proud of. I hope people enjoyed that. And a rules video, which I have another one about ready to release too. So, happy with that. Although, it keeps getting squished with more books. People put stuff in that room. But I'm still have enough space to film in it, so happy there. So, I did pretty bad. But I got some stuff. My goal for this year is 60 minis, okay? 100, too many. 40, not very good. Let's see if I can do 60. We're going to have a lot of new miniatures come out this year with the Wave 2 and Rise of Buccaneer stuff. I have a lot of miniatures. I have 60 miniatures that just are begging me to be painted right now. So I hope I can get at least that many. That's 5 a month. I hope I can do that. And I'll say 2 ships. I have plenty of ships to paint. I have my secondary 6th rate I want to paint up as a Blackbeard ship. And I have a couple other holes sitting here. But there's no reason not to paint except for time. And then I'll give myself the same goal of at least 1 YouTube video per month.
Per year. That's an obtainable goal.
But I will say I did get my 3 ships done because I did the Corbetta and my Nox class frigate and my galleon for Oak and Iron for the Christmas thing. So I really did succeed.
Those are
I'll give you
technically
that
ships.
because you did just say
It just says
ships.
ships.
You are
So,
technically correct, which is the
You were
best kind of
technically correct on that. I'll allow it.
Let's say,
All right, I
yeah,
get
12 videos, 2 ships, 60 minis. That should keep me busy. Plus all the other stuff. Painting contest, Summer of Plunder, Adepticon. That'll keep me busy.
You were a
Mhm.
busy man.
All right, I guess I will round out. Here we go for the previous year's resolutions. So the first one that I had was to finish my painting backlog. My backlog has been finished. The only thing that I have to paint is the stuff for my Great Pirate Paint Off entries that are sitting on my painting desk. If I really sat down, I could get them all done in a month, but I don't want to do that. I want to slow down and really take my time because I normally paint to just get them done and get them on the table so they look nice from 3 feet away. So I finished that. The second one was I wanted to finish my Great Northern War book. I can say that the book itself, everything that I needed to do on my end is finished. However, I can safely announce right now that it will not be a Blood and Plunder project. It is going in another direction with Mike. I'm not going to say much more than that, but it will be coming out at some point. Mike is down with it. We're just figuring out where it can fit and where it can fit in with the total scope of the project and everything there, and find a little niche spot for it that's allow for other people to write things about European conflicts. So more on that as soon as I have it. So I did finish that. So I'm going to check that off. The third one was play more Valor and Crowns. I did. I played more Valor and Crowns. Want to give love to the other Firelock titles, so check that off. The only thing I did not do was play more amphibious scenarios because I can only recall we played one this year, which is one more than the previous year, I'm sure. But yeah. So 4 for 5. That's what, a B?
Better than me.
B plus?
Unless you use my creative accounting.
So what's your new ones?
Hobby wise, man, I didn't think of any. I don't have any. I have personal ones for this year, but I don't have anything that is hobby related at this point in time. I'm pretty satisfied with my collection. When Wave 2 comes out, I'll probably grab some stuff there. I don't have any hobby wise specifically.
Okay. So yours is going to be come up with better resolutions for next year. Got it.
Mm-hmm. The only one that I have off the top of my head is I am trying to get healthier and lose some weight, and I am currently working at that. So that's about it. But I'm sure everybody and their grandma does that. But yeah, that's currently what I have.
Well, Riley, you didn't have resolutions last year, so you're off the hook, but we're going to make you do ones for this year. So,
Yep. Sweet. I have 3. I got some fancy minis from Dr. D this year for the Secret Santa. They are probably the nicest minis I've ever owned. So I'm
He is a
thinking I'm
master
gonna
painter.
try to
He's
I
really
was
good.
he is very good.
they've been in a special little spot where I'm not letting anything touch them.
You got to clear coat them.
Don't let your cats chew on them.
Exactly. I can't let nobody's touching them. They're definitely not loner minis. I got a paint recipe from him on how he did it. It's a lot of shading, and it's something that I've never been good at. So I think this year I want to try to amp up my painting technique. I've really leaned on the speed paints, which is great because I had a big backlog of plunder stuff, brand new hobby. Actually, this is my second year or finishing my second year playing this game. But I've got enough stuff now that I can spend time really painting some nice stuff. So that's kind of a loose goal. And then my second one is going to be to paint a starter box worth of English in that specific kind of pattern or paint scheme. So 25 really nice guys in a nice quality. And then my third goal is going to be to sit down and write some articles this year. I am not a good writer, but it's something I kind of want to work on. So I'm thinking trying to put out some articles would probably be a good step in that direction. I just suffer from the I don't know what to do, so I'm not going to do anything about it kind of mentality. So this year, that's going to be something that I try to work through. Um,
Great. I have a spreadsheet of
so
ideas.
yeah, those are my three. Yeah, those will be my three hobby goals for this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you watched
Yeah, and
any of
you got two quantifiable ones, so that's
Yep.
good.
Two the first two will lean on each other pretty
Yeah.
heavy. If I'm not doing the one, the second one's not going to happen. But if I get one of them done, that's because the other one managed to work out.
Yeah, and don't worry about the not being a professional writer. None of us are professional writers,
I know.
so
Yeah.
like the more you do it, the easier it'll get. So
Yep.
yeah, we got your back. We'll proofread your stuff for you.
Lots of proofreading. Yep.
Yeah.
You got to watch Dr. D's streams of painting. He live streams some of his painting stuff, and you can kind of see him in action to get some more tips on how he does stuff if you want to up your game that
Yeah,
direction.
he does a good job. Yeah, he does a good job with that. Yeah, he sat down and did one of those. He did a live stream. What is it? Twitch? I think it's
Yeah.
Twitch. Yeah, did that and listed off all the paints. I scribbled them on a notepad. Scribble them all down. And all right, these to get this look, I need these 3 paints. To get that look, I need these 4 paints. And that was nice. And bought all that stuff from Monument Hobbies and should be in the mail.
Nice.
But
Those are good paints.
good
I like
stuff.
those.
Yeah, that's I mean I had Citadel, the Citadel bases and layers and shades, and then I jumped over to contrast paints, then Army Speed Painter, and then now I'm trying to do Monument Hobbies. And that'll be my quality stuff.
Speaking of Monument Hobbies, we're giving away 2 sets of the Blood and Plunder Monument Hobby set of paints at the end of January in our Great Pirate Paint Off.
I wrote a review of that paint set.
That's right. Find it on the blog.
Very nice.
Can I use that as a transition to talk about the Great Pirate Paint Off?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Great Pirate Paint Off 2026 started on January 1st. I got a schedule of how it's going to go on the blog. You can find it on the main menu. Already got about 70 entries, which is great for 10 days. About 300 last year, so we'll see if we surpass that this year. January is focusing on commanders and characters for Blood and Plunder. So pretty easy, small projects to do. You can enter via the blog. Just need to paint a Firelock mini. They do have to be official minis for this contest, and take a couple pictures and send it in. At the end of the month, we're going to do a People's Choice voting thing for some of the top entries that are selected by a small panel of judges. But in the middle of every month, we take a drawing for each category and give out a fun prize. So even if you aren't maybe as good as Dr. D and might not win on skill alone, there are other prizes to be had, random drawings at the middle of every month and at the end of every month, giving away a bunch of great prizes from different companies. We're giving away some painting stuff this month. We're giving away some really great Winsor & Newton brushes, Everlasting Wet Palette, which is a great product, and some of those Monument Hobbies paints throughout January. So if you enter anything, you got a chance to win. And then every month we have kind of different categories. So take a look at the schedule. January is characters and commanders. February is Oak and Iron and any terrain entry. And that doesn't have to be official, obviously. March is Blood and Plunder units and anything Port Royal. Models or objectives or anything you want there. Trying to incorporate that in. And then April is the deadline for entering ships. And then a whole battle force for either Blood and Plunder, Oak and Iron, or Port Royal. You can enter a whole group of the miniatures you've been working on and submitting throughout the first quarter. So staggered deadlines for different kinds of projects. And lots of prizes to give away, lots of great sponsors that we'll be featuring on the blog, and great stuff to win. And it's fun to see everybody's entries. There's a gallery of all the entries that I try to keep updated every couple days to add all the new stuff in there, and I have little sorting mechanisms on it so you can see all the English stuff or all the commanders or all the terrain or whatever you want to look at. It gets kind of overwhelming eventually, all the pictures, but great inspiration for painting your own stuff if you need it.
I don't have a. This will be the first year that I don't think I've entered anything yet into the paint off by the beginning of it because I don't have any characters that I'm currently working on. So I'll definitely probably enter my trees into the terrain stuff. So,
but you're doing some units and stuff you could enter in there. They could be entered. I mean, the units get judged later in March, but you can enter them now.
Yeah. When I finish them, I will enter them. But it's just that I don't have a character that I'm going to do this month. So
FirelockGames.com, you can buy some more.
Yeah.
Get the vanilla Spanish commander with the rapier out and the little fencing pose. You can do it. I believe in you.
I counted and I have like 18 to 20 Spanish commanders in my collection somehow.
That's insane. I think I've got like maybe 8.
I don't want to think
counting
about
all of the named guys and everything.
Sometimes we do a peek behind the curtain episode, segment, but we're just going to point you to our January 1st AMA video with Mike and Firelock Games. There's lots of great info for what's happening this next year from Firelock Games. It's a long video, about 3 hours, and the first few minutes are garbage because of technical difficulties, and the audio is okay, but the visual is horrible because we had to use secondary internet because of unpleasant disasters. But the audio is good, so listen to that if you're interested. Lots of fun info on our YouTube channel.
Yep. You can listen to that and compare my audio to my audio then, which was my old mic, so you can say that it's better. So you can listen to the crispness.
So crisp.
Versus the old.
So fresh.
Old one. I love it. It's very nice.
Sounds good.
So announcements, events.
There's a
Speak now or forever hold your peace.
Looks like there's a Cold War convention. And what state is that in? I don't even know. But Tyler Stone just published an article on his blog, Dead Man's Chest. He's going to be doing a tournament, which looks really awesome.
I think they're all in Pennsylvania. Like all those HMGS conventions are all kind of in Pennsylvania. I want to say. I don't know. We can look it up.
Yep. Lancaster. Wyndham Resort and Convention Center, February 5th through 8th. I am not sure exactly what day this land tournament is, but it looks pretty fun. 199 points. He's made a great tournament packet with all the pertinent information. Check out his deadmanschest.org website for good details there.
He's got some interesting things that he's going to change about the tournaments. So I'll be interested to see how they work out.
Yeah, me too. Looks great.
We also have Adepticon coming up, like we've been talking about, March 25th through the 29th in Milwaukee.
And we got painting contest going on now. Enter now.
Yep. And for more Blood and Plunder content, you can go to bloodandpigment.com and check out all the material we have there. We have articles on ships, nations, factions, terrain, painting guides, battle reports, tree painting guides, galleon port closing guides coming soon. So go check it out.
Yep, and if you're like me and you can't read, we also have a YouTube channel as well. You can check out some cool videos, battle reports, tutorials, all that fun stuff on there. Joseph might eventually, maybe, even put a new video within the next 12 months. So we'll see how that works out.
Thank you.
I was gonna say you're fired if you don't read it. but I
thought
have
that
no.
was Garrett
None of you
putting
are my
that in. I was
employees.
like, oh, hey. Gotcha.
Take us home, Dan.
Oh, I was waiting for him to plug the Patreon.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we don't have.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Go to our Patreon, please. We even have a lot of times have asked the Patreons to the patrons, as they're called, to give us topics for these episodes. So that is a cool perk.
Also,
And what other perks?
we just
Can you
got an
think of,
awesome
Joseph?
new little product in for our Blood and Pigment shop, and I'm sending it out to all our patrons at the $5 level or more. We made this custom jumbo D6, not jumbo. It's like, I think it's 20 millimeter, so it's bigger than your normal 12 millimeter. It's pretty hefty. Genuine bone D6 with our Blood and Pigment logo on the 6 side. So it's a turn counter dice. I'm sure you need a turn counter dice. Sometimes you lose track of your turns. You need it. But I'm giving it away to anybody at the $5 pledge level. So if you are a patron at the $5 pledge level and you ignored my message, I need your address so I can send it to you. And if you aren't a patron, you can become a patron at the $5 pledge level, and I'll send you one. And you can even immediately cancel and make us lose money if you want to be that person. But I'd rather you stick around. But it's also on our shop for like $6 or $7. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Little dice. We'll have some around at Adepticon too.
Cool.
And as always, keep your dice ready. The wind at your back. Yar har.